is on the struggle bus. Right now, around the league, they're calling her Caitlyn Clark because she cannot make any shots. Are you ready for this? Her last 6 games, 3 before the injury, she was 1 for 23 on threes. Next 3 games, 5 for 19. So in her last 6 games, Caitlyn Clark, who they're calling Caitlyn Clark, is shooting 14% from deep. But here's the real story. They're winning despite Clark struggling. That is a huge indicator of success on the way. Caitlyn Clark is too good to continue to struggle, guys. She makes her teammates better. She's an excellent defensive player, had 5 steals yesterday, 13 assists. This is what the great ones do. The shot's not falling, you find other ways to contribute. Caitlyn Clark ringing up the assists. She's got them playing at a pace, and I know you guys aren't into WNBA, that's fine. They don't play like a WNBA team, which a lot of the league is still methodical, playing like 90s NBA. Let's dump it down to our big, see if we can manipulate the defense, and see if we can get something cooking. They don't play like that. This is Caitlyn Clark whipping 80-foot passes to streaking teammates for layups. And that pace is why they're going to be great. And I'm telling you, they are a contender. You can look at their record and scoff. I like to look ahead. Cowherd says one of my strengths is the ability to see around corners. I'm just telling you right now, the Indiana Fever are going to be a major problem because Clark's shots are eventually going to fall. And you'll stop calling her Caitlyn Clark when the threes start falling because she's too good of a player to continue to fail.
Okay, let's talk about this. There's a lot to unpack here, and I want to show you a couple clips from the most recent game against the Dallas Wings that really highlight this, why Caitlyn Clark is missing, whether she's banged up, in a slump, etc., and what JMac is saying here. First of all, like, I don't think it's a hot take to say that the Indiana Fever are contenders, okay? Like, that's not a problem here. And this is what I had said before about playing elevated basketball, because he's saying the way how they're playing is not like how other teams are playing. And that's what I try to really emphasize to other people, that this whole idea of how basketball is played. And college basketball, men's college basketball is played very differently than, and when women's college basketball is played very differently. And WNBA is played very differently. And the NBA is played very differently. And your league is played very differently. International ball is very different, right? Like, it's just, there's different styles of play, which is why I called for the Fever to make a bold move and be like, go out and pay for a big time NBA coach. Go out there and get them, right? And that would transform the WNBA, and you would have such a selling point to be like, we got Caitlyn Clark, we're the most popular team, we're going to pay you the money, we'll pay you the same money that you would get in the NBA, and yet you get to now coach Michael Jordan. You get to be on the ground floor of Michael Jordan right now, man. Like, the fame you're going to have, the money you're going to make, the success, the legacy you're going to build, but go be part of something special. Right? Go be part of something special. It just sells itself. I mean, it's just like the sales pitch would be the easiest thing. You'd be crazy to not take it. And I just think that the way how these women would play would just be transformed. Because there is, even if just the talent is not as great in the WNBA, it's still the way they play, though, is just, unfortunately, it's just not good enough so regularly. The shot selection still blows me. There was a play, Caitlyn Clark made a beautiful pass, and the shot that, I forget who it was, but the shot that she took, whoever was on not Caitlyn Clark but someone else, I just don't understand in what way did you ever think that shot was ever going to be made. It's just something that you never see in an NBA game. You just don't, because they just know, obviously I have no chance to make this shot. The only time you ever see a shot like that is if there's literally like 0.4 seconds left on the shot clock and you just got to put something up. But it was like under the basket, like it was just bizarre, and it was just like, you have zero chance to make this, and yet I see that like 5 times a game, every single game, no matter who's playing, and it just blows me away. I'm like, why are you taking this shot? You have zero chance. Or they'll shoot some sort of runner that I'm just like, that, like, do you not practice that shot? Because the way how it came off your hand, the way how it hit the backboard and the rim with such force was like, that's not a good shot. Clearly, the way how that came off your hands, that is not a good shot. Clearly, that is not a shot that you have the capacity to understand the depth of where the rim is, where you're at on the court, the lightness that you push off. So, like, don't shoot it. It's like, if you're not a good three-point shooter, then don't shoot threes. Like, and yet there's still so much of that. And the WNBA is plagued by it, quite frankly. They're plagued by it. And that's why get better shot selection. And in a way, it's kind of what J-Mac was saying about, like, 90s ball, putting it down low. But, like, what he could have expanded is that the shot selection in, like, the 80s and 90s wasn't great. It wasn't great. You have a lot. I mean, even up to, like, Kobe Bryant, you have a lot of forced shots, a lot of bad shots. And although there's still shots that these guys can make, of course, it's still not shots that you take now. Now you really try to find the open person. And what I want to highlight in this clip now is, to me, really highlights where the Indiana Fever go right and where they go wrong, and how they fail Caitlyn Clark too regularly, which contributes to less than ideal shooting. But also, and before I really want to explain with the highlights, I also just want to plant that there's a few things with her not shooting great. One, she's just in a regular slump. Two, she's banged up. Even before the injury, she was still clearly banged up. Three, she's being defended and harassed in levels that we have never seen. Never seen. When Steph Curry gets grabbed and pushed and pulled in the playoffs, he's not in a slump. He's just being fouled and officiated like we've never seen before in the NBA until Steph Curry. Okay, and it took years for Steph Curry to be able to find ways through it. He had to get bigger. He had to get stronger. He had to get better. And the Golden State Warriors needed to find better ways to work around it, which is what I'm going to show you in the clips for the Indiana Fever. Okay, so Caitlyn Clark is at midcourt. Just follow her, okay? She passes the ball. She keeps moving, very much like Steph Curry, okay? She's now going to be open in the corner. All right. First off, you should have found her. Yeah, you kind of have an open shot at the free throw line. Not bad. But when you're having a moment where Caitlyn Clark is going to be open, that is who you feed. And again, it continues to get worse. Okay. Because look how open she should have been. Anytime that someone like a Steph Curry or a Caitlyn Clark are that open, the shot needs to happen, because it does not happen regularly. It is not a normal occurrence. It's why when Steph Curry goes, when there's a moment sometimes in a lapse of defense when he's kind of bringing the ball up and there's some space, that's why he will shoot some of those logo threes, because it's kind of like, I have the space now, so I actually have an open look, and an open look for me is going to be better than anyone else, really, no matter how deep I am. And a logo three will be better for me if I'm open than a little bit more contested, closer to the line, closer to the 3-point line three. And it's the same thing with Caitlyn Clark. So now she doesn't get this opportunity at a wide open three. A wide open three. Rebound. Still going to be open here. Still going to be open. Doesn't pass to her. I mean, what is this vision, right? Now look what happens. She finally gets the ball, but look where she is. Now she's so deep. Okay, for about 10 seconds, she would have been able to shoot the ball so much closer to the three. But now, that is a deep three. That is a deep three, and that is still going to be a lower-ish percentage shot, even for Steph, even for Caitlyn, etc., etc. So now you have this deep three, and then it hits the front of the rim. Okay? That's not good enough basketball. Now let me show you how it's done when it's done correctly. And this clip is so great because it doesn't even lead to a 3-point shot from Caitlyn. But because she gets the ball back, she can now make a better decision rather than shooting that three, because it's kind of like, I've been waiting for the ball. I finally get the ball. Now I got to just, put up a shot. Look at how this flows so much better because they do the right thing and actually give Caitlyn Clark the ball back. She's pushing it down the court. Up, she gets grabbed, but no foul call. We're used to that by now. Okay. She passes the ball and gets it right back. And now she could have shot the ball right in that corner. And that would have been a fine shot. But because she's an amazing decision maker, an amazing general manager, floor manager, this is what she does. She gets the ball, pass, finds the open look, boom, leads to a high percentage too, just like that. That's why you always got to get the ball back in Caitlyn Clark's hands. We saw the other girls in the court. It was just like, again, it's like basketball that you're playing when you're in middle school, when you're just kind of holding the ball. You're like looking to the left, you're like looking to the right, you're like, and then you just like pass to who else is open. It's not actual basketball, okay? That's just dribbling a ball. That's just kind of just passing it around. That's just like you're actually just like playing a game, right? You're playing a kid's game in that moment. You're not playing basketball. What we just saw right there, that's basketball. And it's almost like I remember thinking when I was younger, it was like when you're learning basketball and when you're getting older, more mature, you're 14, 15, 16, 17, you're starting to think about this stuff so much more. So when I'm saying learning basketball, I mean like you're getting better and better and understanding what the deeper levels of ball. And it's weird because I remember having this moment throughout my playing career where I was just like, when do I choose when to shoot and pass? Like I make a shot, I shoot the ball and I miss it. When is it okay for me to shoot again? I keep passing the ball. There's another great player who I play with, and I keep passing him the ball. But like, when do I need to find someone else that's not just him? And it's really, and again, it takes you time to kind of evolve and get past that, and you need better coaching. And I was just like, that's the wrong way to look at it. The one player who I was playing with was great. I get him the ball when he needs to have the ball. When a play needs to be made, when he's open, I don't say, oh, well, he's open, but I passed to him last possession, or he always gets the ball. Let me find someone else now. That's not the way it works. You make the right play. In terms of shooting, okay, I missed a shot. Fine. I'm a good shooter, though. Okay, my team needs me to score. Just because I shot and missed, even if I airballed, even if I hit the side of the backboard, even if it was the ugliest shot ever, if I'm open, if I get the right matchup, if I get the right look, when do I choose when to shoot a three versus getting to the rim? Well, who's covering me? How much space is there? Am I open? Is the lane open? Can I fake a pass and then go down and have an easy layup, an easy jumper? The game dictates it to me. I don't dictate it because again, as you're starting to play, you start to feel like I'm in control because it's weird. Basketball, like you're making decisions in real time where it's just your offense or defense, your offense or defense. You have the ball, you don't have the ball. Outside of when you're obviously running set plays, like it's very much like basketball can be very much more like improv and jazz, whereas football is very choreographed. Everything is very specific. You're running three steps, and then you're cutting, right? Like it's very specific. That's not necessarily how basketball is played. And so like as I got older, more self-aware, I was just like, oh, when do I do this thing? I used to play with some guy who was really tall, and we used to do a lot of this give and go, a lot of fake give and goes. And it would be like, when is he choosing to give me the ball back? And when is he choosing to fake and square up and then, put it up? And it was like, what is the defense showing us? If he gives me the ball back, are the defenders now going to come at me and then now I give it right back to him and now he has an even more open layup? You let the game dictate what you're doing. But the problem is there still seems to be resistance with working with Caitlyn Clark and a lack of understanding of what the defense is giving you. And when you have an opportunity, when the defense is going so all in on stopping a Caitlyn Clark, that when you get the gift of an open Caitlyn Clark, you got to get her the ball. You got to get her the ball. And when you're in the moment in a game, when you need someone to make a decision, I'm sorry. You are not good enough to make that decision. Get her the ball back. And it's like, we see this even at the NBA level. I pointed this out. I don't know if I pointed it out. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to point it out for a Caitlyn Clark video. But this is even in the NBA, okay? The vast majority of players in the NBA do not know what to do in any given moment, and nor at the same time can they do the play that needs to be done in any given moment at the same time. And what I mean by that is we see this all the time. It'll be the final 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And a role player will get the ball, and it's just like, you need to know now, right now, are you passing the ball? Are you dribbling? Are you shooting? Like, where are you going with the ball? What are you doing? The game can get so sped up, so frantic, so crazy. You need to know where you fit. And the reality is, like, in any given moment in the NBA for a season, there's like 12 players that truly know what to do. And you have someone like Anthony Edwards, who's a beast, who's a monster, an up-and-coming player. He was on the Olympic team, okay? And he is a beast. At this point, he is more athletic, physically stronger, faster than the Steph Currys, the KDs, LeBrons, because it's just like he's in his prime. He's like 23 years old or whatever, and these other guys are older. But Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, etc. know exactly what needs to be done in any given moment. It's you got to get them the ball. Everything is happening so fast. They know exactly, I need to shoot here. I need to get a layup. I need to find KD in the corner. I need to get the ball to LeBron. I need to get the ball down low. I need to dribble. And I have the ability to actually dribble. I actually have the ability to make a shot. I have the ability to do, to make a great pass. I not only do I know exactly what needs to be done, but I have the ability to do everything that would need to be done in any given moment. And Ant did not. He did not know what needed to be done. And he could do what needed to be done, but he didn't know what to do in any given moment. And Steve Kerr had to get him off the floor. And put someone who is technically not as good, not as physically gifted in like a Drew Holiday. But it was like, he knows what to do. He's got the experience. He's got the maturity. And Drew Holiday knew in any given moment, okay, you know what? In this moment, I need to find LeBron. I need to find Steph. I need to find a shooter. No, I need to find the ball handler. No, I'm the ball handler right now. I got to reset everything up, let everyone get spaced out, and then make a move. You know what? Everyone's expecting me to pass to Steph right now. That's actually opening up the lane. I'm going to have an easy look layup right now. And it worked. And as soon as he took Ant off the court, because you could feel Ant is a beast, and yet it still felt like, oh my God, we got too much weight. It was like on a boat, and he was too much weight on the side, and it was now like lifting the boat up. And there was plenty of moments throughout that where LeBron was clearly tired. LeBron was clearly old. LeBron was clearly worn down. And you were still like, get the ball to LeBron because he is going to make the best decision at the right time. He knows what needs to be done. He knows when it's his time to pull and shoot that three. When to fake and give like a dart of a pass down low to AD or Bam Adebayo, whoever's in at the time. Like, he knows time to find Steph in the corner. It's just you have that experience, you have the intelligence, and you have the ability. And the reality is that not everyone has that, even in the NBA, but especially in the WNBA. So you gotta find. The ball's got to get in Caitlyn Clark's hands. It's got to find her hands. And we saw in those two plays, one leads to a bad, deep shot by Caitlyn. And it's not even a bad shot necessarily, but when you have to rely on that. Steph Curry doesn't rely on logo threes. He takes advantage of them when they're open for him, but the Warriors also do a great job of running the offense through him, getting him open looks, and using the attention that he gets to then draw and get easier looks for other people. That's why also Klay Thompson, who's a brilliant shooter, was also able to feast. Why KD was able to fit on that team seamlessly. Why someone like Draymond Green doesn't have to put up 25 points to be a bona fide Hall of Famer and a crucial part of that championship roster and that dynasty. Why Sean Livingston is having, easy 10-footers. Like, that's how this can kind of unfold. How great is Jordan Poole with the Warriors versus without the Warriors? You tell me. And it's all because of Steph Curry. And this is all because of Caitlyn Clark. But everyone has to understand how to play high IQ, high-level basketball. You can't just say, oh, well, Caitlyn Clark's in a slump, or she's banged up, and now she's just going to start making her. No, because the shot selection and the shots that she's getting, the rate, it's not at a high quality enough rate. The rate is not high enough and the shots aren't high quality enough. And so you need her to be on fire. You need her to be special to get some of these looks, which some games she'll will be, sometimes she's not. Steph Curry does not shoot 60% from logo. Okay? That's not how his life is. He misses plenty of logo shots, and if he just kept relying on them, it would not be good. So that's why it's like we got to have a deeper conversation than just, she's in a slump. Once she gets going, she'll be fine. Shooters don't stay in slumps forever. That's the wrong conversation. It's also the wrong conversation just to be like, well, she's banged up. She is. Well, the defense is hard on her. It is. And that's why we got to have all of the conversations. We can say, it's 5% just a slump. It's 5% banged up. It's 5% harder defense. But think about the things that you can control. And what I highlighted here is what can be controlled. And that is the missing piece. That is the missing piece. And that was the difference between having Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr. That was the difference between having a coach that got things going on and developed these players and had some success. And it was a difference between a coach who then taught this Warriors team. Because people like to call out Steve Kerr. I'm like, oh, he's not that good of a coach as that. It's like, when you look at the high level of IQ of basketball that is played with the Golden State Warriors over the years, if you don't see the coaching fingerprints on that, I don't know what to tell you. If you think it's just Steph Curry shooting threes and that's it, like, no. The movement, the connectedness that they play with, the anticipation, it's just an absolute thing of beauty. And it's coaching. It's coaching that has these guys playing in that rhythm. And you just want to see that get elevated. And clearly the Fever are good enough where they can do these things wrong, be in slumps, be injured, whatever it may be, and still win games. And if they could just play higher quality, smarter basketball, then it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. It's done. It's domination. Caitlyn Clark is inevitable, but she can't do it herself. It's like when Thanos said, I'll do it myself. He didn't do it himself. He had a team of people. But he was still inevitable. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Caitlyn Clark being in the slump, yet Indiana Fever still winning and balling, and what they need to do to kind of work their way through this? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.